Greetings and welcome one and all to Robocraft and to the Solenopsis Invicta Mark V. And just to reiterate, that is being pronounced as a oo instead of a v intentionally, because typically in Latin, the V makes more of an oo sound. It's incidentally why W is called W instead of double V, even though it's effectively two V's squished together. But that's just in answer to the numerous comments that I get asking why I pronounce it that way. And oh my lord, look at that. So not symmetrical, it hurts my brain. But we will fix that in a rather drastic way. The Solenopsis Invicta is easily one of my favorite bots. Easily. But it has been suffering with a great sickness of late. The sickness is kind of my fault, but the Solenopsis Invicta was never built for where it is. The Solenopsis Invicta was designed for mid-tiers, but I have pulled it up into the high tiers because it was the only bot that I had that could realistically fight in the high tiers and stand a chance of surviving and getting anything done. But it has meant that rather than having a sleek design built for the purpose it was going to be employed, we had a hull that wasn't really designed for what it's doing, with just parts bolted on. And we've all seen how that can go wrong when you approach any kind of building project with that sort of philosophy. It's rife in software, honestly, where people will just bolt new parts onto an engine that was never really designed to accomplish the tasks that is now expected of it. And as much as I love the Solenopsis Invicta, I think it's time that we let it go. Now, of course, by that I mean completely redesign it from the ground up. I don't mean we're going to get rid of the Solenopsis Invicta. No. That would be a fate that I couldn't even bear the thought of. But it is time, I think, that we just bite the bullet and completely redesign the Solenopsis Invicta from the ground up to be a new bot, a better bot. We need a seat. We need the seat there. We also need a gun. We're not going to have enough guns, but we'll do this. There we go. That will allow me to delete everything. Quite a few people have also asked how I managed to delete so many blocks so quickly. This is the key. You have to affix your pilot seat to a block and have a functional cube attached to the block. That is the most important part. You can't just have a seat and a block. You need a seat, a block, and something that does something. For example, a gun or a wheel or whatever you want. It doesn't need to be of a particular tier. But what happens then is you go to the battleground. So in our case, we hit E and then try to go to the practice arena. It'll place this up saying that there are disconnected cubes. In this case, the entire tank is disconnected from the seat. You click on OK. It returns them all to our lobby. Except that it hasn't returned these. What? That's new. That's very new. My lord. It's the first time it's ever done that. That is new. I disapprove. What kind of nonsense was that? Was it maybe a graphical thing? Okay, let's head back to the mothership. How bizarre. Please don't be bugged out. There we go. It looks like it's all okay now. Ah, you worried me for a moment there, Solenopsis Invicta. You truly did. Now, before we jump into redesigning the Solenopsis Invicta, because I'm going to have a bit of a think, because we flat out do not have enough cubes to build anything even remotely the same shape as we had. And I've had a lot of comments that having like a 3-wide spine between tracks, not good enough. Really not good enough. So, one of the things that I've been considering doing is using our blocks to upgrade another bot for the time being, and then we'll return to the Solenopsis Invicta with a fresh design. And recently, someone suggested I might want to look at upgrading the Evacuants and taking it into the higher tiers. I actually think this is potentially a fantastic idea. We will probably have to redesign it fairly extensively because it's not just going to be a case of replacing the armor. Also, let's get rid of that alignment rectifier. It's not going to do much work for us for very much longer regardless, because soon alignment rectifiers are not actually going to be useful. They are going to be phased out in favor of seat-mounted alignment rectifying, which basically paralyzes your bot but will guarantee to put your bot the right way up. An interesting idea, if you ask me. Very interesting. You know what? Perhaps we should just try to replace all these cubes. I wasn't thinking about doing that, but maybe I should. Let's try. Let's see what kind of state the evacuants would be in if we just flat out rebuilt it with tier 10 armor. We might not have enough, so I may need to be sparing with where I place the armor to start with, but I'm thinking perhaps we could get this to an interesting, maybe even tier 10. I'm not sure what the evacuants would do in tier 10, but at the same time, it is a healer. So it doesn't really need to do anything but heal. I would probably need to buy much better hover blades, though. Let's get you turned around. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like this. We are probably going to have to redesign it slightly in order to move the shields around, because the shields are obviously going to be in slightly different positions. Okay. Yes, I'm kind of liking this idea, honestly. Wasn't what I planned on doing in this episode, but well. Plans are there to be changed. They're not really. They're meant to be followed to the letter. But this is why I don't make plans, because I never do follow them to the letter. I just get distracted with other things, and all of a sudden, I'm building something entirely unrelated to my initial idea, and having stupid amounts of fun doing it as well. Let's see. We need to tuck down here as well. Get rid of you all the way back there. That'll do. And you. There we go. We have fortified this section a little bit. There we are. And I'll take stock of how many components we've got. Got 67 remaining. That's not too bad. I'll probably do a fair chunk with that. But you know what? Let's not replace those yet. The important parts to replace are the cages around our hover blades. In fact, for this part, we can just get rid of the top, the caps of the hover blades, because we are probably going to redesign that completely anyway. So we'll just get all of this set up first. There we go. And then we'll look to the rest. Now, I am aware that we're probably not going to have enough edge pieces here, so we may have to go down to using tier 8 edges to finish off this design, but I'll be alright with that for the most part. There we go. We'll do the others as well first, and then we'll have a look at how much we have left. How many do we have? We have 3. There's absolutely no way we're going to be able to do this. Well, no, we'll go ahead. We'll replace it with red for now, and then we'll see what we can do. And sink down there. There we go. We're going to need one replaced in there, one in there, and finally one right at the back. Perfect. Get rid of you as well. Now, that is going to be a bit of a pain, but I could replace those. I really don't care enough to. We will instead replace them with tier 8 armor. I mean, we're already in tier 8 as is. Just replacing the armor might not take us all the way to tier 10. It may get us into tier 9 though. And that is actually kind of a good idea, because there is quite a lot of stuff in tier 9 that I want to unlock. Especially given that we are soon going to have helicopter blades. Actual helicopter rotors. That is amazing to me. I can't wait for that patch to come out. It's due to come out on the 18th with a slew of other enhancements, including the Mega Seat. So Megabots will fully be live then. But I'm just going to call it now. The servers may not be particularly happy when the patch comes out. Based on previous experience, I'm going to assume that I'm not going to be playing Robocraft for like 2 days. At least. If that turns out to be incorrect and the servers are perfectly fine, because they are updating the servers as well. They're doing a large update to FPS. But if that does happen to be okay and the servers are fine, that is a huge bonus. But if not, then nothing happened that I wasn't expecting. But one of the biggest parts, as much of the new parts, the helicopter blades, the Megabot stuff, the changes to bosses, because we're not going to have bosses anymore, it's going to be purely Megabots. The bosses will be a different sort of game mode, where you will always be 4 bosses against people, and it'll be expanded, I think, from tier 6 all the way to tier 10, can take part in what we currently call boss battles. But they will all be changing fairly extensively when the Megaboss themselves are out. But the biggest change, by far the most important to me, a massive overhaul to the way the friend system works. It should, fingers crossed, mean that from now on I'll be able to platoon with people on the streams rather than the current system where I just count down and everyone jumps in. I'll probably still do that, honestly. But I will have the option of platooning if I want to. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that one. There we go. We're actually getting quite a lot of this armor replaced. I mean, yes, we haven't completely covered the cages, but on the whole, not too bad. We don't have any Tetras, though. That is a bit of a surprise. I really should buy some. But for now, we'll just have to make do with a combination of red, black, and purely red blocks. Not that bad, really, when you think about it. There we go. We are just in tier 9. Now, the only other thing that I'm a little tiny bit concerned with here is that we don't have any high-tier hover blades. I had to think of the word there. But that may cause us some issues in the higher tiers. Might not. We might do okay. But I am going to go into this expecting that our hover blades are going to be the first targets. We can easily slap on very high tier nano disruptors, so that's really not an issue for us. But the hover blades specifically are. Alright, let's place you down. I've got another couple. Let's go ahead. And we'll have 2 there and there. Yeah, we'll take you away. There we go. In fact, let's try and be a little bit more sensible and curve these around. We'll just take the sloped cubes from anywhere that doesn't necessarily need them. We'll take these 2. There we go. And that'll give me the connections there. Alright, looking good so far. Looking very snazzy, in fact. And we'll add these back in. There we go. And, of course, here as well. You know, yeah, actually, I think it needs to be there. You know what? It actually looks good without the shields. It looks quite snazzy without the shields, I must confess. Now, one thing I haven't done is properly reinforce these. These will just have to be regular red cubes, I'm afraid. Get rid of that one. Now, in the tier 9, we're going to want different shields. I'm not sure if I've got any out around and about on my other bots, but we are definitely going to want a different set of shields for this. Because the tier 7s really won't cut it. And that is a bit of a shame, because we have built this hull more or less specifically for the shields that we were using. But let's have a quick look. How are these shields set to work? Not particularly well. How about down here? If I were to place them there, maybe? I could have them there. Goes a little bit too far over, unfortunately. That's a shame. But there will probably do. No, it won't. It will interfere. And it's not like I really want that central part on show like that. Ooh, would that work? Well, it would work if it was just out a little bit more. Whereas the T8 electroplates, how about you? Can you fit anyway? Can I get you to play nice? Maybe I can. Are you overboard? Well, you're a little bit over. This design was specifically built for the shields that I was using already. I'm thinking we're probably going to have to push out the wings slightly. But that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. But the tip here is a bit of an issue for me. I could have the T9s on the top. Push that out a little bit more. And as much as I don't want to use the T7s, I'm thinking maybe I'm going to have to. If I push that back, I can have the T7s just kind of nestled in there. And there is something to be said about that, I would say. Let's get rid of you as well. If we go for this, that offers quite a substantial amount of protection there, but this area is just basically exposed. Enormously exposed. What can I do to fill this gap and not have it so vulnerable? This is the question I'm trying to answer. I could move the cockpit forward and have another two going backwards, perhaps. Not sure about that one. You're interfering with the shield there. No. We could have all sorts of special things there, but they won't necessarily help me. Because ultimately I want to increase the protection, not decrease it. I mean, yes, that would give me radar, but as a healer, I just need to be with the group. I don't need to be out on my own. The only thing that I could say is that it's kind of speaking to me in terms of, hey, I'd be awesome for a plasma. Maybe you would. Maybe if I built up a little area, I could have plasmas there, and we could actually run the evacuants as a damage dealer instead of a pure medic. But I don't know, that's perverting its purpose a little bit too much for my liking. Let's get rid of these so we can probably explore how I can refit the underside here to be shielded. There we go. Now, I think what we're aiming for is going to be these electroplates, these nice big ones here. If I place this one on this side. No, you're a little bit too close. I don't want you uneven, regardless. That just doesn't look right. If I brought it forward, I could have it sat there, though. That is a little tiny bit better. Could I also then have these just kind of tucked under? No, they'll interfere with the other shields, which is a bit of a shame. What if I have it... Also, let's get rid of you. About there. No. Where do I need to place you? There? Yes. Alright. Well, let's go with the design we had before and then build around that. I know these are only T7s, but still, they offer a little bit more protection than nothing, which is what we've got at the moment. Also, let's have a look at the hover blades. What have we unlocked up to? We've unlocked up to tier 9 hover blades. Okay. Are these tier 9s? Oh, they might be. Let's get rid of you. Right, what hover blade do I currently have? No, these are T7s. How much are the T8s and 9s? They're not that expensive. A little bit too expensive for what we want, but not by much. Okay, I'll buy 2. We'll have... Right, we're going to have to change the cage entirely, but that's fine. Because we were going to have to move the cage around anyway, so let's get to work there. Now, I am more or less settling on the idea that we're going to aim for a tier 9 medic. That'll give me an ability to unlock the last couple of things in tier 9 that I haven't been able to get because I rushed through to hit tier 10. Alright. And, oh, looks like someone has spotted me online and is sending me platoon invites. Let's see. We've got 50 of these blocks. We can build this out. Do we really want to, though? Yeah, we kind of do. We'll start the curve around here. Now, we'll place in the T9 hoverblade first. Now, the nice thing with this is this should have the same sort of footprint, the same size requirements as a regular T10. So, we shouldn't need to do too much adjusting for the T10 when we fit it. There we go. And we'll make it an irregular shape. I know. It hurts me too. But this should allow us to get a decent area then for our meta guns. Just needed to check there, see if this could support being pulled in a little bit, but alas, no. Okay, so that is an irregular shape. Not ideal at all, but still not terrible in and of itself. Right, we'll just have the higher tier protection on the sides there. Then we'll... Ooh, actually, we've got 40. I mean, we could. We're losing the aesthetic of the Red Cross, though. I really like that. That said, this is kind of red at the same time. Oh, actually, yeah. Never mind. We've still got the Red Cross, just slightly different. But how are we going to do it here is the problem. Because that just doesn't work. We've changed it too aggressively. Well, I guess this isn't particularly nice. I would love to change this a little bit more, but it's just going to have to go with that. This is no longer the shape that it once was, and we're just going to have to accept and build around that. We've lost that really nice little aesthetic there, but we have gained a significantly more powerful healer. I'm sure our allies won't mind too terribly much. There we go. And build that out as well. And yes, I know, whilst I'm talking about that, I'm going ahead and I'm using the really weak blocks still to continue as the aesthetic. Even as I'm saying that I'm just accepting that we've lost it. Damn it. Stop pointing out my hypocrisy and my flawed logic. You know what? We could probably go with 10s. We might be able to just go flat out with the 10s on this point. Right, okay. We need to build this out once again. And let's just have a quick look at how I did that over here. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard to replicate. In fact, it'll be pretty easy. There we go. Now, the other thing is that we've got fairly low tier thrusters. I'm not really sure how much good those thrusters are going to be doing for us on this particular bot now. Because our hover blades are going to be so powerful anyway. Right, we need the tier 9 and affix it there. There we go. Wait a second. No, that was right. We put that in there. There we are. Perfect. And we are going to want that centralized about there. There we go. And down here as well. But on this side... Oh, no! I was about to say, we can finish it off properly. Alas, that is simply not true. Okay, we'll just have to accept that. And use these red blocks for now just to fill in the gaps. But okay, that is not a bad little hoverblade cage. It's not ideal, of course, but certainly not bad. I'm going to be excited to see how this new version of the Evaculants performs. There we go. But as the remainder of what I'm going to be doing is largely just going to be filling in these cages. Well, actually, I was about to say that I would just cut this out, but I just realized that there is going to be a few decisions to be made with regard to how we fit that last one. Yeah, I'll keep you around for now. Let's just get this all filled in. There we go. And then down here, replicate that design. And then we should be good to go. And there we are. Fantastic. There we go. Now, how close to tier 10 are we? We're actually not far away from it at all. Question is, can we afford to fit those large shields down here? We do really, really want to. Or at least I really, really want to. About there would fit. Just wouldn't fit very well. Okay, we need to sacrifice that to have this fit. That is a sacrifice I am willing to make. There we go. So it's now properly shielded as well. And what about you? This actual cage there is reasonably good. I don't see a point in changing that. And then we just need to fill out the top. Like so. Now this is going to leave, ultimately, our craft a little bit more exposed than it was before. Unfortunately. There's not much I can do to prevent that. Ah, really? Oh, no, never mind. These only cost a tiny amount, so that's fine. Of all the things to run out of. There we go. Now if I place this there, it's going to interrupt the seat. So I'm going to need to build it up and do this. There we go. Did I have... Yes, I did. Then I shall have them down here as well. There we go. Actually, I've just noticed that I was using the wrong blocks. I'll change that off camera at some point. There we are. The Evaculants is back in working order. However, it is, I fear, not nearly as tanky as it once was. The shields are moved around, but we are very, very... We're literally in the edge of tier 10. This is much more of an upgrade than I was anticipating, but at the same time, it's not unwelcome. We could, at this point, perhaps even fit in tier 9 radar. Just to give us that little bit of extra info on what's going on. Could we fit this in as well? No, that's absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. I could put it there. I mean, what kind of armor has it got? 5,561. What about you? You've got the same sort of armor. Well, we'll have you there then. Right at the front. Pride of place. Then we want the speedometer in there at some later stage. But I think the Evaculants is ready. Let's just take this out into the practice arena. See if it still flies okay, because we have changed the lift from the hoverblades. There's much more lift in the front now than there was before. And if we go all the way up, let's have a look around. Okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. Okay. Could do with a little bit better lift right there, but on the whole, fairly happy with this. And We've got the tier 10 heal beams, so we will be able to do a decent little bit of damage. And down we go. We didn't flip there, which was interesting. I don't have the rudder on either. Okay, I think we're going to jump in one battle before I wrap this episode up. But only one. So let's hope it's going to be a victory for us. But you never know. And of course, before we go anywhere, we need to upgrade the mark of the Evaculants. This is the Evaculants Mark IV. All we've done is increase its armor. Realistically, we've given it slightly better hover blades. I do need to upgrade the hover blade at the back, but on the whole, we've increased the shields marginally, but spread them out more, which in many ways it has introduced weaknesses. But there is the possibility that the Evaculants could be repurposed for war if absolutely necessary. But there is a ranked battle available at the moment. Also, the Evaculants can now go into boss battles. That is an unintended bonus there. But let's see if we can't get a ranked battle on the go. There are 55 people waiting in Tier 9. And there have been 19,433 battles played today. 28 seconds average wait time, my lord. I'm just throwing my life away at this point. Oh, we're out of ranked battles as well. That is a shame. It would have been nice to have seen how the Evaculants handle itself in a ranked battle, but we'll just throw it at a regular battle and hope for the best. 28 seconds have passed. Come on now. You told me when I would be getting into a game and you've lied to me, game. I am most displeased. 80 people waiting in Tier 9. Oh dear. I hope the Tier 9 server hasn't gone down. 86. Uh-oh. And welcome back to the battlefield. It took me almost 2 minutes to get into this fight. It seems that the T9 servers are under heavy load at the moment. And good luck. Have fun all. Now let's go find the people that we are going to be responsible for healing. We've got some walkers over yonder, an SMG, a rail sniper. Okay, and it looks like I'm the only healer on this side of the map. I know there were other healers in the lobby. They must not have loaded it in yet. Okay. Alright, let's drop down just a little bit. We don't want to get too close. Oh dear, we've got someone over there already. Oh, where? You know what, I'm going to go... Well, actually the medic's place is with the most teammates. So I'm afraid you're on your own over there, but good luck and Godspeed. And I'm going to keep a low profile if I can. So that means very low to the ground. Okay, let's get around here. Okay, there are 2 medics with that guy. Okay, I don't feel bad anymore. We are... Oh dear, someone is trying to snipe me. I saw your crazy little laser beam there. Alright, one of the medics has already taken a little bit of damage. I'm going to go back and heal them, perhaps. It looks like the fight is going to be taking place at our base. Very well. One of the medics is taking a lot of damage. We have got a butterfly. A beautiful butterfly, in fact. There you go, beautiful butterfly. You are back to full wingedness. And it looks like our allies down there are taking a huge amount of damage. Let's start pinging them. There we go. Let's get all of them pinged and retreat, because I cannot take them on easily. Can't even really get close. Can you please medic me? No? Okay. I see. I see how this goes. Damn it. We need to get the other way. You are basically just a pretty bot. Oh, you're actually a little butterfly fairy sort of thing. I see. Have I flipped up? Yes, I have. Wow, drat. Okay, well, hopefully I can control my bot enough. Oh, that hurt, but I'm still in this. Thank you. Thank you very much, Butterfly Fairy. We may win this just by capturing. I really do like your bot, though. It is remarkably hard to steer in reverse. I know it seems like it should be easy. It really isn't, though. Alright, there we go. Let's keep you all healthy. We've got badness coming our way. But now we're all here, we should be good. There we go. I will keep you alive. Let's try not to be hit, though, shall we? There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm going to try and rush him if I can. There we are. And he's down. Well done. Alright, coming back. We should be able to win this round. And it'll be the first victory for the Evaculants in its new form. Well done, team victory for us. Good game all. Oh, someone asked me if I was recording. I missed the question. Drat. Okay, we didn't do a huge amount there, but we still got 70,315 RP and 32 Tier 9 tech points, which is going to go far because there are many, many things that I need to unlock in Tier 9. We've got the 2 wings and rudders. We've got walker legs. We also have hover blades, Tier 10 thrusters, the Tier 9 alignment rectifier. We have the front-mounted SMG. We also have the Tier 10 rail cannon and the Tier 9 nano disruptor. Unfortunately, all of these are going to be in Tier 10 only. But there's quite a lot of work for us to do. So I'm pretty happy with having a bot that is now firmly in Tier 9, almost in Tier 10. It is still a fairly small bot, all things told, and probably wouldn't hold out too well under fire, but then it's not really there to be soaking up damage, it's there to be healing people. So I don't consider that too bad, but that is it from me. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode and will be joining me in the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.